love again. And I pulled up in the color bins, choking, staying hard through my Prada lens. You standing there looking fine as a Kardashian. I hopped out, grabbed her hand and asked again. Not marriage, no not yet, but what's the chances of dinner time? 6 plus sex, she said it equals us, past the Dutch. And you could keep the clutch, cause my love for you was automatic, had to have it. Now I'm living lavish, so many different whips. And every day new Gucci, Prada, and Louis baggage.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Married with Knowledge. I am your host, Terry. And as always, I'm here with my co-host, my good aunt, Mr. Clemont Brown. What's going
What's
on,
up,
aunt?
everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today, man, I got a special guest. He's been on here before, but that episode was so good, I had to bring him back on to chop it up some more, man. My brother, Mr. Eric Franklin. What's going on, bro?
What's happening, people? What's happening? It's good to be here, married with knowledge. Or that intro crazy. You understand? I'm happy to be amongst the presence of some good fellas.
Yes, sir. I mean, you know why you always make it on here, man, because I rock love. You know what I mean? You've been repping this marriage thing for a long time, man, and
We approaching.
I'm
About to say we're approaching season 18.
season 18. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
And I know myself, and maybe others that probably don't say it, but we definitely see you from afar, man, and admire it. Definitely pick up pointers and just praise it. You know what I'm saying? Because you are leading by example, setting a good example. And we know it ain't easy. We in it ourselves. You know what I mean?
right, right.
It all takes hard work. And that's basically what we want to talk about today, man. Just let you introduce yourself. Talk a little bit about your family. You know what I mean? Introduce your wife, your kids, and everything, and just speak a little bit of how you are
Okay.
in this marriage and family thing.
Yeah. That's cool. So first off, again, thanks for the opportunity, for the platform, and we got our intro for the iRock Love. We repping the rock. You could call it Rock Love. Increasing the stock, nothing's gonna stop us. You understand? So yeah, Eric Franklin, me and my wife, Christine, Franklin. Like I said, we're approaching season 18 of marriage. We met in high school back in Wilson Wildcats. You understand? We the best. best.
Happen to be married to one of those.
Yeah. I know she was there. She was there. Yeah. We weren't high school sweethearts. We started kicking it our senior, the second half of senior year is actually after midterms. We started kicking it, getting in preparation for our senior prom. So we was like raising money, so we was doing like a fashion show. So we was practicing after school, and I actually got to know her then. And that blossomed into us having 3 kids, a girl and 2 boys. Our daughter, she's 22. Our oldest son is 17, and the youngest is 10. So so she done had a baby in her teens, 20s, and 30s. And I'm enjoying the ride. You understand me?
Man,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So,
That's what's
and
up.
like I said, we've been married. It's going on 18 years. It'll be 18 years in November. And he said it's not easy. It's not really hard either. You feel what I'm saying? Like the what is it? The days are long, but the years are short. You feel what I'm saying? Like I can't believe we're approaching 18 years, but we having the time. Well, yeah, we both having the time of our life. I know I'm having the ball.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you mentioned you got them 3 kids, man. And I know personally, man, they in sports, man. They stay active and everything. So
yeah,
speak a little bit of how you keep that balance. You know what I'm saying? You stay active with the married life, but you also both you guys are very supportive in your children's activity.
yeah. So truthfully, like I said, it's simple. Like we operate off a calendar. You feel what I'm saying? Like we share a calendar, so everything that's important goes on the calendar.
Mm.
She's supportive in regards to the kids and their sports. So sometimes I feel like we a 2-parent household. We both don't gotta go. You feel me? We gotta split it. We gotta split up the duties. But she be like, nah, I want to go. You feel what I'm saying? So, obviously, like we can't make everything, but at least one of us will make it. But most times it's both of us. and we both enjoy football. I played in high school, and I ran track too as well. We both I coached. She was a cheer mom, so it was always a collaborative effort. People actually thought we ran the organization when we was doing a Pop Warner joint, but we was just that committed uh, to it. And it's fun, man. You know, like it's good for the kids. It's good exposure for the kids. You know, you meet different people, different folks. You could be an inspiration, especially, you know, a lot of young men, they don't get to see like a solid unit per se in regards to like a husband and wife and just being a parent that shows up. So it's actually bigger than, you know, the actual sport itself. But we have a ball doing it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's actually how we met.
yeah.
Yeah,
During
right,
sports.
Well, you know, it's good to have a wife that's supportive too. I have a wife who loves sports as well. She used to
Yeah.
be a cheerleader at Franklin. She's a little older than me. You know, she came and robbed the cradle. But
Yeah.
you know, me and having sons, you know, traveling out of town with the boys, anything in town though, she was there. You know,
Yeah.
everybody knew Clemont and Regina.
That's
If
cool.
if we wasn't at an event or a basketball game or a football game, they thought something was totally wrong. So I get it's just amazing having a woman that you can share everything with. But you know, we didn't do the calendar thing, but it was more so I traveled out of town, and because my schedule was flexible, and she was a teacher, so but it worked. You know,
Yeah.
my boys, and for me and her, we were like other kids' parents. Because
Right.
you know,
Right.
some kids didn't have that support system.
Right.
So it was just a
Right.
beautiful thing that they took to us, and we became mothers and fathers and unks and aunties to everybody.
Mhm.
So it's a blessing.
Yeah. It's even like that now in high school though. They call me Pops, they call her Mama Frank. You
See,
feel what I'm saying?
that's
It's
what's
just
up.
again, it's just to consistently showing up. You feel me? Like she older than me a little bit too. She done robbed the cradle too. She got me by a month. She got me by a month and 5 days. You understand? But I ain't tripping.
That's what's up.
So yeah, you talk about that organization, you know, you got the calendar and you know what I'm saying, you got everything pretty much, well, you guys together have everything planned out. What would you say is the biggest challenge of that balance though?
Um, I would say uh I don't really think it's a challenge to tell you the truth. Like the calendar really like solidifies a lot of things. Like so my wife, like she fire, right? So there's and it's preventative measure. So for the year, like I said, we share the calendar, right? So she sets up a date night throughout the year. You feel what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
like first when she did, I
That's
was like, yo,
dope.
that's kinda and she like kind of like did that on her own. So it's like
Yeah.
so we schedule everything on the calendar and we also schedule like us on the calendar as well. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah,
Right,
we got
right.
the kids and stuff like that. You know, and it, obviously like it's flexibility, but it still gives us an ideal of what we have going on that month, that week, things like that. So the calendar, it doesn't really bring challenges. It makes it a lot easier. So I think just the busyness of life, if anything, would be and that's just like considered like a challenge and stuff like that. But all in
Yeah,
all, you know, life is hard enough, but it's you know it's a lot better when you got somebody with you.
right. No,
So
that's the fact. And now you actually answered my other question because I was gonna ask you, you know, how do you make sure that you guys keep time for each other? But he basically just said, "Listen, she got all of that already organized.
Hey,
yeah,
You
listen,
know what
she
we doing, when
organized for
we doing
real.
it. Yeah,
She
that's
yeah,
organized,
dope.
but it,
like keeping it simple, man. You feel what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like you know, we
Yeah.
like each other. You feel what I'm saying? That's my homie. If we ever
Hmm.
going through something, you know, like for instance, like it was just like like when issues happen in the marriage, right? It gives us a opportunity to work the tools that we've you know picked up along the way, right? So I'm not like, oh God, like you know, it's over, right? I actually
Right,
like look
right.
forward to actually having a chance or opportunity to like implement the tools that we you know, picked up along the way. So it's an instance where, you know, we had a little ruffle or whatever, which is, you know, whatever. But it, you know, just I was like, okay, what's the issue? Right. And it was just like, let me like before she was a mom, you know, before she was my wife, you know, she was my friend. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I miss my friend. Let me get back to, you know, like I don't want to hurt my friend. You feel what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So it's just me going back to that point got us back into a good spot. And I tell you, man, we laugh every day, bro. Like it's natural. Ain't like force me have a ball.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to date though. It was a challenge, working jobs and kids, but we always took time out to date one another, spend time with each other, and like you said, there's no perfect relationship, no
Right.
perfect marriage. You have your tits and tats and everything, but I always say, and Terry, I'd let you know, I learned to agree to disagree without a lot of disagreement. So there comes a lot of
Mhm.
communication. We
Right.
talk, we have dialogue, but we're not going to get mad at one's opinion because your spouse's opinion is valid, whether you like it or you don't. Whether you say,
Right.
that's their opinion and it's valid. You
Right.
can't tell a person how to feel.
Right.
But like you said, you have to use your tools to communicate so that you don't get into constant arguments and constant battles. I'm a firm believer there should be no competition in your relationship.
Right.
You have to put that L in between the P and complete each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So that's what people have to learn. It's challenges is going to happen no matter what you do, whether in a relationship or not. You just got to know how to handle them.
Yeah. I like that L in between the P because some people are like, oh, you took the L, but that L in that instance means learn. You feel what I'm saying?
Learn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's not what you were saying. That's not what you was.
I was just making the completion, but that L is for
I
you hit
thought
me with the
that's.
learning.
I,
I
I
got a
thought
new
that's.
one now. I
All
got a
right.
new one.
He made it make a little more sense, huh?
That's it. You listen. That's why we on here.
Hey, let's
Iron
talk
sharpen
about it.
iron.
Look, marriage and
Yeah.
knowledge, baby. That's why we here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, you speaking on that, man, something I heard over the past couple of days, the other day, they was like you and your partner, y'all are the team, right?
Right.
Y'all are the only ones on your team. The kids ain't on your team, your mamas ain't on your team. I mean, it sound a little crazy, but y'all are the team because as you know, the kids grow older and they go create their own team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing, they was like, ain't no substitutions. It ain't none of that. It's just us.
Yeah.
And I say, yo, that analogy was pretty dope because in essence, that's exactly what we are. We're a team. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like you said, it should never be a competition. Why would you be competing with your teammate? Y'all trying to win together.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So,
Trying to
But
get this
but
done.
to be devil's advocate, you have people who do it. And
of
and
course.
and, and it's sad because, like you said, you're a team, and too many people go outside the team to try to get help. See,
Mhm.
I have me and Regina's a team, but you know who our coach is? God.
Yeah.
Yes.
We go in prayer.
I forgot that. God is on the team too. It's a
Right,
three-man
right.
team.
So he's the
My
coach.
bad.
He's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
head coach.
Yeah. He the
And
coach.
our
head
team is
coach.
if we can't get it together, we go into prayer. And
Right.
prayer
Mhm.
is a morning, afternoon, nighttime in our life. Every morning before I drop her off, I pray. We pray for our days to go good because we're separating. I drop her off, we're separating. I need her day
Mhm.
to go good. My day need to go good. And then when I see her in bedtime, we pray also. It's just something that I think it takes the edge off everything else in life.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like the team. And when you said that, as far as like substitutions and stuff like that, because the transfer portal was crazy right now.
Yeah, yeah, for real. All in
Oh, they
timeout.
jumping teams. They jumping
Timeout.
teams.
Sup? I need a water break.
Transfer
Nah, it ain't
portal
no
was crazy.
breaks.
Right,
Uh-uh.
right. You just endure a little bit, and it goes back to like what you were saying with like like you're a team, like that again. God being the GM,
The head of it.
Hey,
Yep.
the
cool.
owner.
Whatever you want
You
to
feel
call
what I'm
you.
saying? It goes back to leaving and cleaving. You feel what I'm saying? And I
Right.
got an acronym. I came up with an acronym for cleave, right? So it means um, continuously love, educate, and value every day.
Ooh,
Right.
right.
You feel what I'm saying? So like because so like I said, so Christine, she had our first kid when she was in her teens, right? So I have that. She's not the same person, right? You feel what I'm saying? So I have to educate myself on her evolution as a mom, right? So then she had Chris in her 20s, she's not the same person, right? So now I'm continual education, and she had a little Eric in her 30s. She's not the same person. I would be a fool to be like, man, when I first met you,
Nah,
you
for real.
we ain't had none of these issues. You feel what I'm saying? And obviously, like with our daughter being the oldest, we understand the importance of us being together. You feel what I'm saying? Like not we do things with the kids, but we don't prioritize the kids though, because they gonna, like you said, they gonna grow up, get older, and leave. And dealing with some things with our oldest, we realize like as long as me and her in agreement, we all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know
No,
what I'm saying?
seriously.
As long as we in agreement, it don't matter what nobody else say. As long as we good, we gonna be all right.
Right. Like for example, me and my wife took a little staycation last weekend just for overnight. We live in Florida, so there's only a million beaches around here that we could just go to. So
Must
we
be
drove
nice.
about
Must be nice. Go ahead and brag about it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we drove about an hour away. And I guess one of her friends seen the pictures or whatever the case may be on social media. And she's like, "Oh, you just said F them kids, huh?" And we looked at each other like, "Yeah, we sure did." Like you said, because we know we good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, we don't care if the outside world looking in and talking about oh, they don't do this and that with. Listen, we make everything where every household is going to make sure
Right.
everybody in that household is good. You know what I mean? So, like you said, when it's us, we out, man. We ain't thinking about nobody. We're not prioritizing nobody but ourselves, because them
Yeah.
kids gonna be good regardless.
But I like what Eric said. You got to have, a lot of people don't know how to adjust to a
Mhm.
relationship that has changes in it. Like you said, your wife evolved from teenage to 20s to 30s. And as husbands, men, I should say as men, they expect the woman to stay the same size, think the same. No, you have to be, as a man, you're going to have to be able to adjust too. Just like if you gain weight, or I tell everybody, it's an adjustment period in every part of your life when it comes to marriage, because things change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to be on that same page. And my number one rule in the house was, for us, because we, like you said, me and my wife always on the same page. If she made a decision and I didn't like it, I'm going with her decision until the kids ain't around. Then I can ask, honey, what was that about? But we're not letting y'all see us separated in our decisions. And my number one rule in my house was, if you piss the queen off of the house, that means our household is unhappy.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be funny. That means I might not get no dinner tonight. I might not get no loving tonight. Something ain't right in the house, and everybody going on punishment. My house
now I'm pissed off.
I'm pissed.
Messing up the flow.
Yeah. So,
for real.
But it also taught my boys how to teach a woman. How to treat a woman. I should say. It's just the importance of because I didn't have a father in my life. Even though he was around, he just wasn't in my life. I just feel that when I started having kids, I just needed my kids to know what a good man, a good father, and a good husband look like. And see, once they see that, they can never say they didn't learn from me. Now, I'm not telling them they got to use it the way I did it, but at least you got the blueprint.
Right. I mean, that's what we there for, to lead by example. And
that's it.
Being that you say that, he ain't got no girlfriend no more. But when Sincere do got a girlfriend, I'd be like, bruh, I tease him because I'd be like, man, you act like you married. But I gotta understand it's what he sees.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's a loyal dude. Like I said it before on here. Like we'll be out and I just be testing him. I'll be like, man, look at that girl over there. She your age. He'll be like, I ain't thinking about these girls. And it's because he's got a girl.
Right.
And I'm like, at your age, there was nothing that was stopping me from looking left, looking right. You know what I'm saying? So that's when behind closed doors, I'd be like, man, you know what? I'm doing pretty good with this kid because he's only acting out what he's seeing. You know what I'm saying?
But you also got to realize, Terry, he's mature enough to know it ain't the same like it used to be. Women playing more games than men.
Yeah, they wild out here.
Let's be honest. They
so
if he finds somebody and he feel that she's wifey material, or she's enough to be faithful to, that's a blessing in itself. Because I live in Atlanta, and I tell everybody all the time, don't come to Atlanta if you're weak, because the women here are very aggressive. And no, listen. And you tell them that you're married, and they get mad. I be like, it's ridiculous. I don't understand it. But you gotta have some kind of self-control, especially with the way the world is.
Yeah, I think that not to cut you off, and that was a big part of me even like getting married. You feel what I'm saying? Like we got married at 23, but from so collectively before I went collectively when I was like 19, I went like 33 months abstinence, right? So I developed certain disciplines, right? And this is by choice. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't you feel what I'm saying? Like I was homecoming king and all that stuff. Like I wasn't no scrub or nothing like that. So in my early 20s, that's peak season. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? But and during those times, I delivered, like, I got my life right with God, and I set boundaries, so I set up certain disciplines in my life. Like I don't necessarily like need sex. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like I had did it enough to where I was just like, man, like I ain't really like missing out on nothing. And then I had read this book, and it told me that, and I probably said this last time too. So that's how you know I'm not lying. I was there for the whole thing. I promise. Like when you do things in your time, you settle for the sandbox. But when you let God do it in His time, He give you the beach. Ooh. You feel what I'm saying? So and in my mind, right, I went straight to sex. Right, I'm like, yo, if I'm having a ball, right, and you telling me I'm only in the sandbox, and I get to the beach, I'm gonna be blown away.
Right.
Right.
I'll wait.
You go.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I understand, because when in my younger age, it was recklessness. I'm gonna say recklessness, right. But I was just blessed to have a woman who didn't play. I can definitely say about my wife, she didn't play like that. It wasn't about the money or me trying to be who I was with the gold teeth and the jewelry. She wasn't impressed with that, and I was like, damn. Hold up, I ain't never meet no woman like this.
Yeah.
She ain't worrying about what I got.
Right.
And I was like, that turned me on even more than anything else. So I realized, when I first started dating her, I was still trying to be the man. And she actually quit me a couple times. And let me tell you, it got so bad, I got so lonely, I was calling her friends. Yo, you heard from Regina? They were like, I said, hun, give her this $70 telepay light bill. Listen, man, when I finally got back in, straighten up.
Yeah.
Even my boys was like, go get your woman, man.
Yeah. How y'all meet?
Oh, you want to hear this?
Talk to me.
All right. So my wife, at a young age, she got married out of high school.
Okay.
And things didn't work out. I think they was separated within a month, and then she ended up getting divorced. So I happened to be going to pick up my cousin Tony, which is a girl, at Regina's ex-husband's house. Okay. Didn't know. I don't know. So I seen this picture and I go, if I ever see this woman, I'm gonna marry her. And both of them like, you play so much. You always playing. But her smile just captivated me. Yeah. So I get to an Irondequoit, and I don't know whether it was Franklin. It was Irondequoit and East game maybe. And I seen her in the stands, and I froze up and didn't speak. I was like, dang, I found her.
Buckled.
Froze up, buckled under pressure. That's how bad. So then I think it was like 2 weeks later, I ended up going to a club on Jefferson Avenue, and I walked in and she was there. I said, I'm not losing this opportunity. I walked up to her and said, you Regina? And she said, yeah. I said, you Greg's wife? She said, ex-wife. I said, baby, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Fair game.
That's history, baby.
That's cool.
Yeah. She's amazing, though. She's amazing. I tell you, I have somebody who always had my back, man. And
okay. How long y'all been married?
35.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fire. Put her name next. That's cool.
And she still thinks she's the tough one, but I let her be.
Yeah.
I mean, you
She don't play.
gotta
So,
let them be. What you
yeah,
mean?
yeah. She don't play. She don't play to this day.
Yeah,
But
that's
it keeps me honest, and that's what I love about it. It keeps me on my toes. It knows I have to do the right thing because she's gonna let me know if I don't. And
right.
that's what you want. You don't want no woman just
For
accepting
real.
anything you do because you have to
Right.
be a leader. And if
Right.
the person on my team see me going down the wrong street, I need you to tap me on the shoulder and say, let's reverse this and go back the other way.
Yeah,
And she's that person.
Mhm.
So
that's cool.
I
That's
can
fine.
relate, man. Because listen, I always said I can't deal with a woman that let me walk over her. Not that I would, but you know what I mean. That don't put her foot down. And so I, my story. I wasn't looking, but
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
met
yeah.
this mean one here, I'm like, wait, hold on. I like you tough. I like him tough. Like you ain't saying nothing but a word. But and then
Yeah.
I saw, how big her heart was and how much she
yes,
cared. And like you said, when they got your back and they push you to be better. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like not demanding, but they just challenge you. Like, I'm saying, you can do this. You
Right.
can have doubts, but she's like, nah, you
yeah,
got this. So
Yeah.
I never thought I would be living down here, but she literally said, why not? I'm like, huh? All right, let's
yeah,
do it. Next thing
yeah.
you know, we gone.
Right. 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 No
So
looking back.
no looking back, man. So that you definitely need that woman to have your back,
Yeah.
man, for real.
It's cool. It makes the difference, man. You feel
It
what I'm
does.
saying? Like
Mhm.
it's essential. You feel it's needed. You feel what I'm saying? Like us as men, like we need the encouragement, but we also need the respect, right? The Bible says, husbands love your wives and wives respect your husband.
Mhm.
In that, right? So it's as as the husbands, as we love our wives, they feel respect, right? And as the wives respect their husbands, we feel love. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it kind of like works hand in hand.
Right.
Well, I seen a quote the other day. It said, if a woman acts how she's being treated, so if you treating her like shit and she acting out,
Right,
then you got to reevaluate yourself and figure out why you ain't treating her like she's supposed to be treated.
right, right,
So it goes hand in hand. And with love, you know, there's no boundaries. It goes above and beyond when you're doing it right. And
right,
and 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 like I said, we always say if you put God first, it's definitely it's not gonna be as bumpy. It ain't gonna
right,
be smooth, but it's not gonna be as bumpy. And you can get through anything when you're talking with God and putting him in relationship. Because I believe that ring that you put on that person's finger is an evolution of a circle that never ends.
correct.
Mhm.
So that's why I love. And I always said, and my wife kind of chirped sometime, and I said, I'm never getting married again. She's like, oh, why was that bad? I said, no, because when I got married, I said, this is going to be my only time. I want to do this for a lifetime.
Yeah,
So that means I'm going to put my whole effort because I don't believe in the 50-50 thing. You
right.
give me 100% of you, I'm going to give you 100% of me. And I think that's where relationships fail. We trying to put numbers on it. Just give me
Right.
your best and I'll give you my best.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah,
going to work it's going to be successful.
yeah. And I was some a
Yeah, because
jewel I got from a jewel. Not to cut you off again, T.
oh no,
but
you good, you good.
a jewel I got from an OG actually is her aunt who officiated our ceremony because we got married in the living room. Like when we first got married, you feel me? Like I said, we was 23. We had our daughter. She was about 5 at the time. She officiated our wedding, and she was like like us as men, like we could talk a good talk, like how the wife doing? She good, and she be like, nah, let me look at her, let me see. You feel what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
like if what you saying is true, it'll be a reflection.
Oh yeah.
She have a glow to her. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes they could talk that talk, but your wife is a reflection of you, and the people could tell when the woman going through some stuff. You ain't playing right at the
Mhm.
house. You understand
Right.
me?
That's
Yeah.
the word.
Listen, like you said, a woman loved properly and treated properly, she just glowed different. She moved different. She
Definitely.
talked different. Like
It's the
her
chef's
whole
kiss,
aura is different.
right?
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Like I hear people all the time compliment her, and I'm just behind, like, yeah, I just try to do my best. You know what I mean? Try to
Yeah,
keep that
yeah,
smile, keep her happy, because I know she has a hard time at work and in the outside world,
right,
with her profession. So like I always say, man, I make it my job to make sure she don't stress when she comes home. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? This is definitely your safe place. This is your peace. You could come here and kick your
Talk
feet
about
up.
it.
I joke with Unc. I'm like, man, she don't gotta cook, she don't gotta clean, she don't gotta do nothing. We got kids. All that's gonna get done. You ain't gotta do nothing. Just go relax.
Right, right.
And
Chill out.
our kids are out, so but we share. One thing I tell everybody, my mother taught me how to cook at a young age. She taught me how to fold clothes, wash clothes, clean dishes. We used to get up on them Saturday mornings, do the baseboards, do everybody get a room. So when I was working before I retired, my wife would cook and everything. She held the household down. So now that she's still a preschool teacher, I try to hold at least the cooking and the cleaning. She washed more than I do, but I definitely, if I see it, I would go and throw a load of clothes in the wash. It's just showing her I appreciate all the stuff that she did for me. So when she come home, like today, she's kind of stressed. I'm trying to give her that outlet, let her talk, get it off your chest. I'm here. That's what we have to do for our wives, because she's a preschool teacher, and and I don't think it's the kids this time. I think it's the administration, but I'm trying to make her, feel the best she is when she at home.
Yeah. That's good. And again, that's the team effort, right? The collective, right? Like I folded the laundry today, put the dishes in the dishwasher. There's nothing. You feel what I'm saying? It's not a role specific. She don't really take the garbage out per se, but everything else is. You feel what I'm saying? Like I could cook. You feel what I'm saying? I can't cook like her, but we ain't gonna starve. You feel understand?
Right. There you go. There you go.
We gonna eat.
Right. I could wash clothes. If she don't like me washing clothes, she feel like she wash them better than me, but that's on her. I could wash them. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a woman thing.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like washing clothes, but like Unc said, I throw a load in her. If it's sitting there and she doing something, I throw them in there. But she definitely fold. What I told you, Unc, I ain't folding a damn thing. That's the only thing I don't do. Not that I can't, but I don't know. Me and folding clothes don't get along.
Nah, I fold them. She don't like the way I make the bed either. But she's getting better with that though.
Listen, I make the bed too tight. I'm trying to tuck the edges in.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, fellas. This was definitely a great talk, man. It kind of just flowed, just the way we planned it. I definitely thank you for coming on here, man. Anything you want to say closing out, man? Go ahead and plug your brands and anything you got going on.
IROC Love, we do the 101 Kings and Queens photo shoot. We haven't done it in a while since COVID hit. But what that is we we actually did it in Atlanta too. It's we set up couples depending on if they like seriously married or wherever they at in their marriage, right? It's color specific, right? So you order the t-shirts from us, and we put like the year that y'all met on the shirt and stuff like that. So like for instance, like if you're in a serious relationship or married up to 3 years, like the color is white, right? And married from 4 to 6 years is smoke gray. From 7 to 9 years is black, and so on and so forth, right? So we took the picture and stuff like that. We got to bring it back probably maybe next year. We just been busy like with trying to just get these kids situated. You feel what I'm saying? But we got iroclove.com, some t-shirts. We do custom apparel as well. But we just focused on each other, making sure we straight and repping the rock, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
585. Yes, sir.
Well, now that I know what you do, I've been dealing with some health issues lately, but once I get myself together, it's steady going good for me. Every doctor's appointment. But I want to get with Terry because I want to do maybe our first Married with Knowledge with serious married couples, and you'll be on the belt for the t-shirts and the photos.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
So you'll be a part. Listen, we one hand washes the other over here. We support everybody. That's gonna
one
be
hand wash the other, both hands wash the face.
Right there. So we want to do a couples retreat and have a panel and have some discussions and then have a banquet. And I'm as soon as I get through with this stuff by the end of the next month, I'm gonna sit down and try to put it together.
All right, cool. And we did not admit that. Now that you said that, we're going to Jamaica next year to put on a seminar for marriages for this couple here. It'll be their 30-year wedding anniversary next August. So they
Okay.
invite us to come there to come speak.
Okay.
So like for the couples, but what I'm like, we're right in that groove though. Like, so I'm with you on that. We definitely,
Okay.
for the cause.
That's dope. That's dope. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Married with Knowledge. Again, thank you, E. As always, thank you, Unc. We will be back next week with another episode. As always, put God first and everything else will follow.
Peace.
Yeah, check that. Peace.
Do